Welcome back, everybody. I'm Abby from Fitness is Medicine, and today I want to talk about the importance of a proper warm up and then cool down. But I'm going to lead you through some warm ups today, and that's all I'm going to focus on. You can use this video before my other videos. I know I've had some questions about what do I do for a warm up? You know, if I can't go outside and go for a walk, or I don't have a treadmill, what are some things I can do in my home? And I've done a few on my videos, but I just wanted to put a video out that just showcased like 8 different warm ups that you can do. And you can either do all of them, or you can do one of them or 2 of them, and try to do them for about 5 minutes. You can kind of alternate between them, or you can, between 5 and 10 minutes is ideally what you want to do to warm up your body. When we are at rest, our blood vessels are constricted or narrow, and you want to slowly warm up your body to increase your body temperature, to dilate those muscles and open them up to be able to deliver oxygen and nutrients properly to our working muscles. So let's go through a few warm-ups, and you guys can let me know if you have any questions. These are easy to do in your home. You can do them anywhere. You can do them in a park. You can do them in your bedroom. You can do them in your living room or in your yard. So one thing that's really important to do too is, if you know the types of workouts, the type of resistance training you're going to be doing, you could just sort of mimic those exercises too, just at a slower degree, or without weight, just to move and get your body prepared for that workout. Okay, so to begin with, we're just going to start with some open arms and some deep breaths. Breathing could possibly be the most important thing to preparing our body and getting it ready. So we're just going to spread your feet apart a little wider than hip width. We're going to take a nice deep breath and circle our arms around. And as we go up, we're going to take a deep breath in. So big breath, breathe out. Let's do 5 all together. 1, that's 3, okay. Now that we've taken some deep breaths and we've started to move, we're going to just start with some side touches, going side to side like this. So we're going to move our arms. Not a very large motion, but just starting to move those muscles, open up those blood vessels, get them ready for some movement. We also want to warm up our joints to start getting them lubricated and ready for exercise. We don't want to start anything too quickly. This is also really important for our heart and lungs to get that proper oxygen delivery going to our cardiac muscle. So you can time these however you want. If you want to go through all of these that I'm going to do today, you can do them all for about, 45 seconds to a minute. I'm going to lead you through, 8, I think. Or you can kind of go through them and pick 2 that you want to alternate between and make it easy so you kind of mix it up each day. Okay, now we're going to move it into an elbow. So we're going to pull that knee across your body like this. I'm going to pull this camera up just a little bit. So now we're going to bend your knee, pull it up. We're going to get some twisting in just a little bit. If this is too much for your balance, then just don't bring your knee up quite so high. But we're aiming to get just a little bit of a twist. Aim your knee towards your elbow. Start stretching out that backside just a little bit. Taking some nice deep breaths as we're warming up. Preparing our body for exercise. I always talk about, make sure you do a warm-up before we start our videos. But I've had some questions on exactly what to do. So these are things you can do. You can save this one, do your warm-ups before the video, use that stretch video I did to do after. That's a really great cool down. Okay, next we're going to do a modified jack. So instead of the side stepping, a jumping jack looks like this. What we're going to do is a modified jack. So we're going to stay at center and step out to the side. I need to refresh my screen here so I make sure that I'm being seen. So if you want to, and you're starting to feel a little warmed up, you can start doing a few jumping jacks, but that can be quite a lot more intense than just this low jack. If your arms are starting to get tired, you can kind of move your arms forward and back like this. We're just lubricating those joints, warming up our muscles, getting our heart prepared for exercise. Okay. Now we're going to go into not really a side lunge, but I want to kind of reach out to the side and come back. So it's more of a weight transfer than a lunge. So if I were to do a full lunge, I would be down here, right? So we don't need to be a full lunge yet because we're just warming up our muscles. We'll just focus on one side for about a half a minute or so. And if that doesn't feel good, just step out and come back. We're just doing some weight transfers, getting those big muscle groups warmed up and ready to go, getting those glutes engaged, prepared to support us during our exercise. Now, I am putting my weight on this as I transfer over, so it's a weight transfer. This is sort of a balance exercise as well, but when I come over, I still want to make sure my knee is staying over my ankle, just if I was going to do a full-on lunge. So if you know you're going to be doing some lunges in your workout, one thing you can do is you could watch my videos before and then go ahead and do them. You can also, just by being prepared to do these, you're preparing yourself to do a squat, you're preparing yourself for a lunge, you're preparing yourself for a lot of these large muscle movements. So I'm not doing a lunge, I'm just doing a weight transfer with a little bit of a knee bend, sticking my hips back still. Okay, now we're going to lower down to the ground and come back up. So if this is too much for you, I feel like we've been warming up for a few minutes here, but I'm going to bring that down just a little. We're going to go back and do a runner's lunge and come back into standing. So you can either just step back and then come like this. So this is the first way to do it, to start to warm up. So we're just doing kind of a step back, not a lunge here, just a step back. So we'll do this for a little while first to get that plane of motion in action and ready to go. Now, if you're ready for just a little bit more, you can reach down to the ground and then come back up. So reach down, and we're not doing, we're not going to go into a full mountain climber or a full plank or anything. I'm basically just touching the ground and then coming back up. And each time I come back, I want to pull those shoulder blades back, thrust my hips forward so that I'm in a good postural standing position each time. And I am switching feet each time too, so that it's not going to tax my muscles too much. It's just getting them warmed up and ready to go. If this is too much, you can use a bench or a chair and just do this. Just lean over, use your coffee table or a kitchen chair, anything that's sturdy, but just kind of go down, reach back, and come back up. Good posture in between each one of those. Okay, next we're going to do some easy side reaches. So I'm going to reach out at a diagonal and just do some easy side reaches. So my feet are staying stable, or staying planted, I should say. I'm just shifting over one foot and then the other, reaching all the way to the side. The other way you could use this video is just as an easy motion video. So if you are sitting at a desk all day, especially right now on a bunch of webinars and a bunch of Zoom meetings and all of these things, you can put this one on. You can even stand and do these while you watch a webinar. Or you could turn your video off on a Zoom meeting and just stand and just move, like get moving. Okay, the last one is we're just gonna do some big arm circles. So reaching all the way to the back. If you do have shoulder pain with this, just keep them down here. Keep them in a slower, lower range of motion, a smaller range of motion. You can even just kind of do some shoulder shrugs like this. All the way back. I'm going to use my full arms. Reach back, big range of motion. This is sort of like when we started, taking some nice deep breaths. The other thing you can do, I like to do, is just kind of reach this way and turn and really get a good stretch all along one side at a time. Getting those arms ready, shoulders warmed up. Okay, now we're going to go forward. So I like to do forward by themselves. It just feels more natural as far as shrugging my shoulders like this, unless you're a swimmer. But this just feels good because then you can get a really good stretch all along your sides. These last few are really good to do to cool down too. So I want to talk about the importance of cooling down as well. After you're finished with a workout, you could go through these types of things again just to, start to slow it down, bring your blood pressure down, start to, that dilation, when you were exercising, your body temperature is warmer because your blood vessels are dilated and it's delivering all of that blood and nutrients and oxygen to your working muscles. And your face might turn red, and it's because all of those, those muscles are dilated. So after, instead of just stopping and then sitting back down at your computer, it's good to just get some movement in. Do those stretches that I did in my stretch video I don't know how long ago it was now, but I have a good full body stretch video. You can do these arm circles. If you are doing higher intensity for your workout, if you're taking my resistance training and you're taking it up a notch and you're doing those 3 sets and you're really doing a high intensity with higher weights and higher repetitions and more sets, walk around the block after you're finished. Do those stretches. Just let your body come back down. Let those blood vessels start to come back to their normal rate of constriction or rate of dilation, whichever way you want to look at it. But homeostasis, back to homeostasis, letting everything kind of come back down to a resting state before you just stop. So the warm-up and the cool-down are very important. Tubby has decided to join me. And they're often very ignored in many fitness activities, in many people's fitness routines. So getting that warm-up, even if it's just a few of these, and you're like, okay, I've done, 5 minutes, you could divide it into 2 and do half of it one day, half of it another day, or just do this each time before you do a workout. Let me know if you have any questions. There's a lot of other exercises you could do too. Like I always say, you could walk on the treadmill, you can walk outside, you can walk up and down your stairs, do some grapevine or some side skipping, things like that. Anything to warm up. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great week. Thanks, everybody. Oh, also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click like if you are enjoying these videos. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.